Welcome back. Now we've just finished creating some surface types, and we did this by going to Project Settings, Physics, and scrolling down to this Physical Surface section, and we've created different surface types: metal, stone, tile, grass, and water. And then we went into our project in our shooter.h file, and we defined some macros that will expand to these physical surface enum types, and we used surface types 1 through 5 for metal, stone, tile, grass, and water because those were the surface types that we used from our project settings. So our next step is to create some physical materials. So I'm going to close out of project settings. I'm going to close out of this mWaterFloorInst2, and we're going to create some physical materials that we can apply to different materials in the world. So that's the cool thing about physical materials, is if you click on an item in the world, I'm going to click on this platform here, and here in the details panel, you'll see that it's using this material here. I'm going to click the icon to browse to this material instance, and if you double click on this material instance and take a look here, you'll see in general there's an option for physical material. So a physical material is an asset that can be applied to different materials, and that way those physical material attributes will apply to this particular material. So we're going to create physical materials that will correspond to our different surface types. So let's go up into our _game folder and click on our materials folder, and let's right click and create a new folder here, and let's call this physical materials. Go ahead and open physical materials, and here we can create some new physical materials. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new physical material. So right click, and under physics, go ahead and select physical material, and it's going to ask you to pick a class to derive from. We're going to select physical material and select, and now we have a physical material. Now we're going to rename this one, and we can start by creating a metal physical material. So I'm going to call this PM_metal. Now double click to open metal, and here we have our physical material, which really just has a few properties here. And under physical properties, there's a surface type, and we can click this drop down, and now we have some surface types to choose from, and they have the names that we gave them in the project settings. So we can set this one to have the metal surface type, and let's go ahead and save and close out of that. We're going to do the same for the other surface types we created. So right click, and in physics, select physical material, and for the base class, we'll select physical material, click select, and let's call this one PM_stone. We'll open this, and we'll select stone for the surface type. Go ahead and save and close out of that one, and we'll create a new one. So physics, physical material, select that, and we'll go ahead and type PM tile, and we'll open this one, and for surface type, we'll select tile. So go ahead and save that, and we'll now make one for grass. So make a new physical material, select physical material, and let's call this PM_grass. Select that, and for surface type, select grass, save and close, and finally we have water. So create a new physical material called PM_water. Open that, select water for the surface type, save that, and now we have 5 new physical materials. So these are physical materials. These can be applied to materials. So if we were to go ahead and find our material for each of these surface types, we can apply these physical materials to them. So why don't we go ahead and do that? We'll start over here at the top left. I'm going to select this jungle arch, and here we're using MI Jungle Arch 01A. That's the material. We can browse to this asset, and we can double click on this to open up this material instance that's being used. And if we scroll down for the physical material, we can click on this, and we can select our own physical material we just created. We're going to type PM_stone, and there's our stone physical material. Go ahead and apply that, click Save, and close out of that. Now we also have this jungle pillar block piece, and this is using several materials. We can go ahead and select one of these materials, browse to its asset, and open it, and we can scroll down and set the physical material here. So we're going to set this to PM stone as well. Go ahead and save that and close. Now that takes care of these two static meshes. If we were to drag in other static meshes that use different materials, we would want to apply the physical material to those materials. We also have this plane here that is using the water material. So if we browse to this mWaterFloorInst2 that we're using, we can double click that, open up this material instance, and scroll down, and for the physical material, we can search for PM water, and there are two PM waters. There's one for the Agora props material functions. This is what came with the Paragon props, and you can see by hovering over it, there's a little pop-up that says PM water, and it shows the path. Now here is PM water that exists in _game/materials/physical materials. That's the physical material we created. Make sure you select the one we created, and that way we'll get that surface type. So go ahead and click Save, and now this material instance uses PM water. Next we have the grass. So select the plane that has the grass and browse to the grass material asset and double click on this. This one is not a material instance, but it's rather an actual material. Now we can go ahead and set the physical material here in the details panel. So we can click the drop down, type PM_grass, and here's our PM_grass physical material. We're going to apply that to this material and click Save. So you can apply a physical material to a regular material or to a material instance. Go ahead and close out of that, and that leaves us with the tile and the metal. So select the tile, and in the tile details panel, we have two different materials, shower wall and shower room tile floor painted. Let's go ahead and select that first material, browse to the asset, and double click this, and we have a material instance here for tile. Now we can go ahead and scroll down to physical material, and let's search for PM tile, and we'll use PM tile and apply that to this tile material. Now this is a nice plain tile material we can apply to really anything when we're building our levels, so that's nice to keep in mind. Go ahead and save that and close out of it. And finally, we have our metal platform. So select that, and here's our material being used for that. Go ahead and browse to that asset, double click it, and here's our material instance. For the physical material, we're going to select PM_metal and apply that to this material instance and save and close. So now we have the 5 different material types, and we have material instances for each of those in which the surface type is set to our custom surface types, and we've applied them to these materials being used by the meshes here in our default map. So now we have this set up, so that sets us up so that each of these meshes is now using a particular physical material which has a surface type. Excellent. In the next video, we're going to work on how to detect what type of surface we're walking on. I'll see you then.